Again, thank y'all for coming. I'd like to start off by thanking Brian for his kind words, and really happy and proud with the direction that we're headed with our scheduling. I think it's something that will be very beneficial to us, down the road, and we'll gain great dividend from it. A little bit about Tulsa. Obviously, we're extremely disappointed in losing the football game. It's a game that we knew we had to score some points, and I think defensively we need to play better. I think my biggest disappointment, two things as a defense you can't do to be successful. You got to stop the run. You can't give up a deep ball, and we had both those happen to us on a regular basis Saturday night. So that's disappointing that we let those things happen, and so we got to go back and make sure we're practicing better and doing the things that we need to do to be successful. Offensively, even though we scored 30 points and had some yards and were pretty productive, I still think we left 3 or 4 touchdowns on the board that we could have had if we'd executed better. We knew we were going to be in a game that we needed to score points, and the fact that we didn't get that done again is disappointing also. And I think the fact that we want to compete, we want to try, we want to do well, but bottom line, we need to win football games. So that's where we're at there. Again, we're looking forward to going to Starkville. They have, to me, an extremely good defense. I think they're very comparable to Florida State. They're very physical, very strong, very fast up front. And also have good speed in the secondary. But their front 4 and front 7 are going to be a tremendous challenge for us offensively. Their defense, their offense, they've had some issues at quarterback. In my understanding, they've got 2 quarterbacks hurt. Don't know really exactly how they plan on doing what they're doing, but I think when you talk about playing Mississippi State's offense, you start with their 2 physical running backs. They got a big, strong, physical offensive line, and they have two big, strong, physical running backs. So I think that's where we got to start. And again, we're looking forward to going to start. Any questions?
Do you think Mississippi State's a little bit underrated in terms of how good they might actually be?
I think so. Watching them play Auburn. I know they're very good defensively. First of all, I know that. Their offense, again, I think they've had some issues at quarterback, with a couple of guys getting hurt. But I think they can play with anybody in the country just because they play such good defense.
Is this a game that these players really, an SEC team, they get really up for a little more than maybe some other ones?
Well, I hope we have to play every game we play. If we're playing the SEC team, but Conference USA, we'd like to win that too. So we better be ready to play every week.
You've got a guy sitting right here who came over from Mississippi State. For him, what do you think that means for him?
I'll let Brandon talk about that.
Then we can't use 2 bites back to back.
Well, I can't speak for Brandon. I have to let him tell you how he feels.
Did you ask him anything about Mississippi State?
No.
Coach, you're pretty familiar with the coaching staff over there. You've coached with them. They're friends of yours. Coming into the season, have you had any conversations? Obviously, not sharing secrets or anything.
No, not really. I guess with this new modern world, we've texted each other a couple of times, but not had any conversations. I've ran into Sylvester a couple of times at different functions, but that's probably the one I've talked to since I don't know when really. But I think they have I know they have an excellent coaching staff. Ellis Johnson on defense does a great job. We was gathered at Alabama, and good guy and a good coach, and feel the same thing about Woodrow McCorvey. Known Woodrow really longer than I've known Ellis, and Woodrow's been around a lot of great programs and around a lot of great players. And and Sylvester, and I play together, and he's a first-class guy that believes in hard work and discipline and doing things the right way, and so I feel very fortunate to be competing with him come Saturday.
Since you know them so well, will you be trying to maybe outguess them? I mean, how will that work since you probably know a little bit about their style?
I'd rather execute them, outplay them than outguess them.
Coach, do you think you have any edge against them, and what might that be?
Lord, it's hard to say you got an edge against a team that I think is so physical. I mean, compared to where we're at right now, I think their defense is extremely physical, and the same thing offensively. I think they're with their offensive line and their running backs that they're, you know, it's we're going to have to make sure we buckle up and get ready to go.
Does that mean, knowing that they're going to run the ball a lot with those two big backs?
Well, I can't say I know that, but I would assume that, and I think we better be ready to stop the run, yes. But I don't think they'll be one-dimensional by any means. They'll try to, you know, I don't think anybody, unless, well, you know, I hope they can't just, if we know they're going to run it, that we can't stop it. But, so there's always going to be some mixture in there, I would think.
I hear you talk about the two big physical backs, and I think about the Michigan State game. And do you feel like that was a good preparation for this game, and how much similarity is there between the two?
There's a lot of similarities, I'll be honest with you. And then hopefully we're better prepared. And, you know, again, thinking back to the Michigan State game, you know, we go up there and we got 6 out of the front 7 guys that never played college football, and 7 out of the 12 had never played college football. So I think defensively we were, you know, probably a little nervous going into East Lansing. And we've got a few games under our belt now, and hopefully we'll be able to work this one out a little bit better.
How is Joe Webb?
Day to day.
Coach Brian just talked about this upcoming series against Troy and Florida Atlantic and Ole Miss. Playing against Mississippi State, this series that you have, how much does that help your program?
I think it helps a lot. Anytime you can play people that are close to you regionally, we're going to recruit in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, the Panhandle of Florida is our primary areas of recruiting. I think anytime you can play in those areas, you're better off. Also, playing a quality opponent that's in the SEC, I think, helps you. And getting them home and home, like we're getting Ole Miss, I think will help even more. And then I wasn't here the first part of the Mississippi State series, but, you know, the fact that we got them 3 for 2 or 2 for 3, however we say that was good for our program. I think you get those people coming into your place, I think you build a better fan base.
Any other questions for Coach? Okay.